Hello guys, Brian the Floridian here. So today I'm coming to you from Tarpon Springs, Florida, which is back behind me there and down the street. And this is considered the sponge capital of the world. So this is a friendly community founded by the Greek people, the Greeks, and founded on sponge diving. So let's go check this place out. And you guys follow me. Let's go discover some of Florida. Alright, there's a little sign right there. Tarpon Springs, Florida, sponge capital of the world. A little gift shop right there. Sponge diver right there. And there's some sponges hanging right here in this gift shop. And check out these murals on this wall right here. Got a little mermaid right in front of me here with a sea turtle, sponge diver, so you have all kinds of deep sea fishing offered here, dolphin tours, and there's another mural right there which looks like some pantheons. Here's the world's famous Palace restaurant and bakery. So this is an institution here in Tarpon Springs. There's looks like a Roman soldier on top right there. Some sandals here, gift shops along this whole main drag right here. It's like a soap store right there. Alright guys, here's some of the sponge dock there, and there's some sponges right there just harvested, ready for processing and cleaning up, I guess, and selling. But here is the main river when you come into Tarpon Springs, and here's part of the boardwalk right there. So manatee area here. Some sandals here, gift shops along this whole main drag right here. It's like a soap store right there. Alright guys, here's some of the sponge dock there, and there's some sponges right there just harvested, ready for processing and cleaning up, I guess, and selling. But here is the main river when you come into Tarpon Springs, and here's part of the boardwalk right there. A lot of gift shops here. So definitely a Greek community here.
Oh yeah. That'll be good for Mom. Yeah. It will. You can't go wrong with that.
Looks like a bronze statue dedicated to the sponge diving industry here. Alright, so pretty cool. It's like some handmade cigars right there in front of it here. cigar shop cowboy. Miniature version. Alright, so this is a shopping little area here. A little shopping mall off the main drag. Mr. Sea Turtle right there. And this would not be a tourist area without a upside down shark hanging somewhere along the main drag right here. With the sponge boat behind there.
You want a picture of the shark? Or the turtle?
Pretty cool looking bench right there to sit on. Alright, this place claims to be the #1 clothes that make people go places in Tampa Bay. Cottonseed casual wear. So this place is called Mama's Authentic Greek Cuisine. It's a really famous place in Tarpon Springs for authentic Greek food. There's some specialties right there. Octopus, snapper, calamari. There's a rooster there just waiting to greet you when you come here. So we're walking out of one of the malls here toward the main street. And there's a Mama's Greek Cuisine sign. So this building is 1927. Algora Food Market Incorporated. Not really sure if it's been here that long, but definitely interesting to see. That facade is pretty cool looking. So all along here there's little shops and places to walk around. Brick-lined streets right here. Alright guys, just another mermaid mural right there on the side of this building. You see a lot of these around Tarpon Springs. Alright, this is called Nina's Natural Soaps, Sea Sponge and Soap Museum. Looks like some sponges right there. Pretty cool. Typical sponges right here and some soaps. Some big sponges right there. Alright, another drugstore cowboy right there. A lot of sponges for sale. Definitely a lot of soap shops here in Tarpon Springs. There's one right there. There's one over there called Lori's Soaps and Sponges. Alright, this guy looks a little bit, this cowboy looks a little bit like Elvis. Got the sideburns right there. This little sponge diving expedition right here. Some more sponges right there along that wall. Sponge Diver Supply, so another gift shop right here. So definitely a lot of sightseeing cruise tours here in Tarpon Springs. Another place there, Mickey Nose. I think Greek Cookery is a very famous restaurant here in Tarpon Springs also. Trolley right here. Alright guys, there's a free sponge diving movie here and also a museum. So let's go check it out. It's down this alleyway back here. Alright, so here's the museum, Spongerama Sponge Factory Museum. And this talks a little bit more about the museum and the history of Tarpon Springs. Mentioning that the Tarpon Springs sponge industry is the largest in the world with a fleet of 125 or more boats. Crews of 500 men, 150 of which are divers. That's pretty cool. This little sponge, one of the old school divers right there. Alright, let's go take a look inside. Alright, so some sponges right here. It's pretty cool there. Alright, so it says right here, natural sponge is the second lowest life form. Animal, both male and female. It's pretty cool information about the sponges right there. So you can buy them by different cuts if you may choose. Got these old school diver helmets right there. So unfortunately the museum is closed. Wah 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 wah. Alright, so it says right here, natural sponge is the second lowest life form. Animal, both male and female. It's pretty cool information about the sponges right there. So you can buy them by different cuts if you may choose. Got these old school diver helmets right there. Alright guys, here's a free photo out there if you want to do a picture. So unfortunately the museum was closed, so due to hurricane damage from previous hurricanes. And the film I didn't watch was kind of a little bit like a DVD film, so it talks about the history of Tarpon Springs. Well, let's go take a look down the street here. So they do have a visitor center here, which is right at the front of the main street. And this is called, yeah, this is the visitor center right there. And this is a city marina. And one interesting thing is this dolphin right here. Got some pretty cool looking artwork on the dolphin. He's wearing even goggles there. Pretty cool. And here's another sponge factory store. Let's go take a look at this sponge diving movie here. Pretty cool outside. Some sponges right in front of the store that you can pick from. And I see a lot of these air plants right here. Sponge sticks. Of course, you can get some coral and some shells, conch shells. Pretty cool. Bunch of stuff right here. Pretty cool looking place. Got a mermaid right there. A gecko. Alright, so this is the entrance to the theater. Let's take a look at this movie real quick.
As most types of their cells can move within their bodies, and a few can change from one type to another. Sponges in temperate regions live for at most a few years, but some tropical species, and perhaps some deep ocean ones, may live for 200 years or more. Sponges are worldwide in their distribution, from the polar regions to the tropics. Most live in quiet, clear waters because sediment stirred up by waves or currents would block their pores, making it difficult for them to feed and breathe. The greatest number of sponges are usually found on firm surfaces, such as rocks, but some sponges can attach themselves to soft sediment by means of a root-like base. Sponges are more abundant but less diverse in temperate waters than in tropical waters, possibly because of...
Alright, now we got a cigar shop right here. Just walked in there and got me a Cuban seed cigar, which is very nice. I'm getting ready to try later today, but definitely a nice little place right here. Alright, so this is the very end of the street. Let me go back. I'm going to backtrack and go back to where I parked. So I guess my favorite store was here. Didn't know it was here in Tarpon Springs.
Heart desire, set us steer it up, little darling, steer it up. Come on, baby. I push the wood, light the fire, satisfy your heart desire. Set us steer it up.
Alright, this is one of the oldest buildings here in Tarpon Springs, which is called the Tarpon Springs Sponge Exchange, where many of the divers bring their sponges here to get reimbursed for their harvest. So a lot has changed since then. So now it's more of a shopping mall, like a shopping center, but more of a than a sponge exchange. But let's take a look over here. A little bit about sponge history. So a little bit about Tarpon Springs history here. It was colonized by the Greeks in the early 1900s due to the existence of vast sponge beds in the Gulf of Mexico. Huh, interesting. Another mural right there of a sponge diver getting some sponges and some fish bystanders. Alright, it's a cool looking homemade soap store here. A little bit of history about this shop right here. Looks like it was established in 1934. Pretty cool looking exterior. Cool little statue right here, right in the middle of this turnabout. Alright guys, it's the end of the sponge docks, and this is the world famous Rusty Belly's waterfront grill seafood restaurant. And there's also a little seafood, Pelican Point seafood place you can purchase your seafood from, right over there. So this is the end of the sponge docks, and let me go take a look at the museum.
Don't touch that. You know what? Dad's there, but we're getting ready to move soon. Where you It's going to be a mile brand new plan, 3 times the size. Oh yeah.
Little snapping turtle right there.
What did he do during the alligator show? We feed her, we feed him. We'll bring out a little smaller gator you guys can still take pictures with. And she just laid some eggs yesterday, so she's still trying to get back to normal. They're unfertilized eggs. Yeah, just kind of like chickens, they can lay eggs. I like your dress.
Thank you.
Guys, you want to go see the other stuff over here?
Alright, there's a little alligator in there.
Those are called horseshoe crabs. You can touch over with
So I just walked into the Tarpon Springs Aquarium here at the end of the sponge docks. Let's take a look inside of here. There's a big Goliath grouper right there looking at me. Looks like he just came over to say hello. Hey buddy, how you doing? Mr. Goliath grouper there. Alright, so this is a small aquarium here in Tarpon Springs, not too big. It's right on the end of the sponge docks. And there's some nurse sharks in there, looks like. Bunch of fish, native fish in here. This guy keeps staring at me right now. Alright, there's a moray eel right there. So the lady that was at the front desk said they're going to be moving this to a location 3 times bigger than what it presently is, so that's going to be pretty cool. There's some some boa constrictors right there. Two of them in here. I think there's 3 in this cage right here. This little exhibit. Cookie Monster, Milo, and Ramona. We are red-tailed boas. And this is Sear. Found in the backyard with injury on my back. Likely an animal bite. I'm healing and eating well. So I'm not sure which one is Sear. I imagine this big guy right here is Sear. This old yellow in here and Fluffy. So I imagine that one's Fluffy right there. And she is moving around. Alright, so this is a reticulate python named K. And he is about 11 foot long. He's right there. Let's see if I can get this big picture right there. So I imagine this is what you see in the Everglades that people recklessly release in Everglades. Below it, some turtles. Alright, there's a dog face puffer right there. It's like a model, some alligator heads, shark's jaws. And there's a porcupine puffer, which I do not want to get stuck with this at all. It's pretty painful. Talks about the aquarium right there, some of the history here. So this has been here since 1990. It's like a little lobster right there. And this big tank is right in the middle of the aquarium, which has the Goliath grouper and the sharks. And it looks like tarpon right there. Pompano and tarpon coming toward me. And there's a sheep's head, looks like, right there. Little guy right there. Mr. Tarpon looking over here at me from above. Alright, living coral reef. Looks like a lot of people signed this wall around this aquarium. There's Nemo and his dad right there. Some clownfish. A little bit of coral all over the place right there. It's pretty cool that the coral, different ones they have in here. You can see the different types of coral. There's a clownfish are following me around. See, he just likes hiding in the coral. Oh, this guy is right there in front of me, hiding. A little shy guy. Looks like he wants to say hello, but he's a little bit too shy. So people have left their mark along this wall right here. This is the very end of the part of the aquarium. There's the nurse shark right there, just swam by. Another one right there. Tarpon. It's like several exhibits here, like ancient shark's teeth. It's like a trilobite. So sheep's head jaws, that is what is in the mouth of that striped fish we just saw behind me. Looks like a regular human teeth. Alright, manatee bone. Huh. Alright, so there's more shark's teeth right there. And look at all the graffiti. All the hooligans have they've done in here. I guess they encourage it here maybe, but let's go take a look at the stingrays. Alright guys, that's where I just came out of, was that Tarpon Springs Aquarium right there in the corner. And this is called the River Rock. And there's little shops right next door to it. House of Jerky. So this is the south end of the Tarpon Springs main road here. Little shops right there too. Alright guys, this is a few streets over from downtown, from the main strip of Tarpon Springs. So this is called Spring Bayou, and every January 6th of every year they celebrate the Epiphany, which is basically celebrating the baptism of Jesus Christ over 2,000 years ago. So there's a archbishop that I believe is right in the middle of this bayou, either on that platform over there or stands on a boat in the middle of this little bayou, and he releases a dove, which symbolizes the Holy Christ. So after that, before all that, there's a procession from the local Greek Orthodox Church, and they start at the church, which is a few streets from here, and they have a procession of people, members of the church come down here. There's also several young boys that are here present, because after the Archbishop releases the dove, he also throws a cross, a wooden cross, into the bayou. So all the boys basically dive in, they retrieve the cross, and whoever retrieves the cross, according to Greek custom, will have blessing for a year. So this is where it happens, right here. So the throwing of the cross symbolizes the casting of the truth upon the troubled world. So this is, I believe that's where the Archbishop stands, or either that or he's in a boat right about the middle of this bayou. But it is roped off right here, so I can't really get it over there. But here's a little bit about the Epiphany here. A little bit of monument there. Looks like Bartholomew, Archbishop of Constantinople, New Rome, it says right here. Bless the waters of Spring Bayou on occasion of the centennial anniversary of St. Nicholas Cathedral on the Feast of Epiphany, January 6, 2006. So every year, January 6, they do this Epiphany celebration. Let's see. And they have I believe this is all the winners, or actually all the people all the boys that retrieved the cross. They put their name on this placard right here. So the last one, this one only goes to 2006. So I know there's more people that retrieved the cross. It's just not on this placard right here. And some people have retrieved it 3 times in a row. 1924 through 1926. Theos, I can't even say that name, but he retrieved this thing 3 times. So he had 3 years of blessings. So pretty cool monument there. So like I said, this is called Spring Bayou, and the site of Epiphany every year, January 6th. And I think they're redoing that whole area over there, so unfortunately I can't go past the orange barriers because it's constituted as trespassing, and it is punishable by felony. It's considered a felony to go past that, so I'm staying right about here. And there's a sidewalk that goes all the way around the bayou. Some docks over there. This has been around for a long, long time. Just another cool thing to show you from Tarpon Springs, Florida. Alright guys, that's the end of my tour of Tarpon Springs. Unfortunately, I couldn't visit any of the museums because they were closed. For some reason, they're closed today on Tuesday, so unfortunately I couldn't see inside about this history of the sponge docks, but definitely want to come back and check out the museums, and maybe I'll probably do a future video about that. But anyway, if you like my video, hit like and subscribe. If you like my channel, subscribe it, and I will do some more videos on places like this around Florida. And you guys have a good week. Take care.